a couple of days ago, yesterday, uh, the Saints and Cowboys held a joint practice, and there was about 6 to 8 fights, including a real big one that had helmets being thrown, punches being thrown, and somebody getting German suplexed. Are y'all for or against joint practices? Right. Now, before you go, man, there's 4 teams that don't do joint practices this year. That didn't do joint practice this year, and one of them never does joint practices. The 4 teams that didn't do them this year is Kansas City, Denver, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. And Andy Reid has been on record for years saying that he believed that joint practices do more harm than good when it comes to protecting your playbook, building team chemistry, and avoiding unnecessary fights and injuries. So is Andy right, or is the league right for allowing joint practices?
I'm 50-50 with Andy Reid. Players do get hurt because one of the biggest injuries that I seen, this was a while ago, DeAndre Hopkins versus D'Angelo Hall. I don't know if y'all remember that clip where it was a lot of back and forth beef.
D'Angelo played for Washington then.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He put that double move on him and he blew his knee out.
Yeah. I thought it was his ankle.
ACL.
Dang, he tore his ACL on that play?
Yeah, because he was like,
I thought he tore his ankle. Dang, go ahead.
Nah, he was out for the year.
Let's look it up.
Got that.
That's crazy.
So that's one issue. Then 2, like it allows you to be, you can be somewhat vanilla of a defense that you may try to install. So you can put that in against a team. So you can be a little vanilla with something you trying to try out, because of course your offense of your team, if you playing them, they pretty much know what the hell you doing. They know the players. So if you really want to get a good look at somebody, a rookie or somebody that's fighting for a position, joint practices is a way. And then the third thing, the fighting you said, I have yet to figure out how the hell are you fighting with helmets on? You smacking that helmet, they got to be the dumbest damn thing ever. You sitting there smacking each other in helmets. Like,
it's crazy.
That's just crazy to me. And then all you doing is jerking face masks. But I seen the fight you was talking about. So I'm a little 50-50 with it, because one, it does expose you to a lot of injuries.
Man, get off the fence. Are you for or against joint practices?
50-50, man. I mean, I can go either way, because you got good exposure, bro. Like, you get more exposure in joint practices than you do preseason.
Sometimes that exposure ain't good, man. That ain't know your plays.
That's why they vanilla with it. But you get good one-on-one battles, though, because in preseason, your ones play more in joint practices than they do preseason.
They do. Mel, make some sense of it.
What?
I'm for it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, because those types of fight. First of all, training camp is where the most fights break out at. I mean, I still remember all the reports coming out of Carolina where Steve Smith was throwing hands with people. Cam Newton throwing hands with people. Like, they got into. I think Cam Newton got into it with Josh Norman. Steve Smith got into it with everybody. Right? It's just a lot of tension when you mix players who are established and who trying to prove to people that you can't come take my spot, versus people that's trying to make the team who might get cut. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a mix of so much tension and testosterone and ego and all that stuff. And you throw all that in, and it fights happen. So even if you don't do joint practices with another team, you gonna be fighting your own teammates the same way, right? So
So are you saying like just sit out key players or joint practices?
No, just it is what it is. Like, if a dude run hot like that and he go fight at training camp, he go do it at a joint practice, or he go do it with just the practice with his team. So he's gonna fight. Fighters is just gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that. So it don't matter where you put them.
Yeah,
Joe.
some of it is just inevitable. Yes, sir.
How you feel?
I think I think they good, right? But they do got some bad things that come with it. You know, how about that, Jay?
Mhm.
Because one, you do need to face fresh opponents, and you get controlled situations, that you can set up different schemes and you can run 2-minute drills definitely against other teams instead of your players, so you can kind of get some of their ones against your ones. It's a little safer than some of the games, and then like I say, you get better evaluation from a lot of your players. But now the bad is the brawls be happening, and then you got a more high risk for your injuries to occur. So I mean, sometimes it's kind of like how many plays would you let Pat play in a joint practice for real? How many rushes would you let Bijan get? You know what I'm saying? Even like with my boy Love that we was talking about. See how he done got hurt and messed his little ankle up for the Cardinals now. They was having high hopes. I had high hopes for him too. I was talking mess about him to Newkirk last week. Now he done got injured. So, I think it's good, man, so you can get, some more competition against other players, but sometimes those negatives right there, it just gives you that other look to say, I don't know, man, if we really want to do this. In certain organizations, like the Chiefs, that they got, well-established guys that, look, you paying top dollar for. I don't need you to practice in a joint practice to know what you're going to do. I need you on, Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night.
Yeah, for sure. So after seeing this graphic with these joint practice injuries, just from this season, y'all still feel like it's cool? And there's some big names on there: Alvin Kamara, Puka Nacua, Jordan Tyson, the rookie, gonna miss 2-3 months. Then you got Jaden Higgins torn ACL out for the season. Then
yeah, them injuries will go happen at regular practice or joint practice. Like, Puka Nacua groin soreness. That groin was gonna get sore whether he was running routes against his teammates or the Cowboys.
Yeah, I just think
sometimes, them fast twitch muscles injuries.
But like you said, man, like you got a lot of stuff that you can practice. For one, red zone offense. You really can't practice red zone offense in a preseason game. And I don't know how long these joint practices are, but you got to realize in preseason, you only get probably like 10 to 15 minutes of your ones really playing now.
Well, part of the thing they're complaining about though, Bumkirk, is that practices in general aren't long no more. Like it's part of the CBA bargaining where the off season is longer. They don't come back as early. Then there's no more two-a-days. There's a reduced practice load. So they said you're getting a whole lot of those soft tissue injuries, like your groin and hamstrings and pecs and all that, just off of lack of work. So do you think that they should go back up to a more egregious regular practice schedule? You know what I'm saying? Or to kind of get you in football conditioning a little bit better so you can stay in football conditioning more throughout the year, or you happy with the way that it is? And this is an open question.
I'm gonna answer it this way, Jay. Do you think we should bring whooping ass for on our kids with this generation, like we had it with our generation? Yeah. And the answer is probably no. They're just not built for it. And
no, they're not.
More rigorous practice ain't these dudes ain't built for that. Like Jerry Rice and Taylor. Yeah. So what they should do,
but hold on. But I done seen multiple. I done seen two different types of joint practice because I seen full pads.
This is just like the NFL got them, so they literally practicing 4 days a week and in pads. But like during the season, they only get 3 padded practice days a week, and then they get an off day, and then they don't. And then one rule with the joint practices is you can have up to 4 joint practices a year, but none of them can be the day before the preseason game.
Yeah, but I ain't never I can count on my hand. Like I really ain't never seen too many joint practices where it's full pads though.
Oh, now shoot, they was full pass Cowboys Saints yesterday.
Yeah, but I see both. So like me personally, I would take one.
Patriots Eagles was full pass today, and that could have went real bad. AJ Brown could have been like, man, F everybody over there.
Yeah, but me personally, I would do it, but I'm not going full pads. Or I say let's just do 7-on-7 shit.
Or would you do it?
Yeah,
and do
that's
like
what I was thinking.
San Francisco did and say, CMC has a little bit of soreness. If it wasn't a joint practice, he would practice with us. But because we don't want you hitting our running back, he's sitting the day out.
Yeah, because some people.
Yeah,
I just think they should go.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, I like 7-on-7. Like I would make it the joint practices, I would make it more of 7-on-7 type base.
I'm telling you, that's wicked.
Yeah, 7-on-7. Where you look, you can break it down and have your receivers and backs together, and then you can put the linemen together, and they can still have their pads on. You know what I mean? Like that's a good little concept right there, Newkirk.
Yeah, but you don't want to teach your team how you practice. You don't want to teach your opponents how you practice, in my opinion.
What if they're on what if they're on in the other division? What if they're in the other conference?
I mean, does it really matter? Like back in the day, the joint practices wasn't even the teams that you was playing. It was just two coaches that had a relationship. But now it's just kind of like, oh, we play y'all week 1. Let's get some joint practices in. Oh, we play y'all week 2. Let's get some practice in.
But you got to realize though, sometimes you can't bring a Vontae Brissett to a joint practices because you don't know what he might do.
No, for sure.
He'll try to kill somebody.
But that's the thing, man. I think they do more harm than good. And I'm not saying that they need to take them out completely, but I think coaches need to use more discretion before you signing your team up for a joint practice.
And then I gotta be honest, you had Puka Nacua up there. Why is he at a joint practice?
There you go.
Because he like that. You ain't showing me shit I ain't seen before. You that guy.
So then you get a rookie corner sticking him. He's like, I can't let him beat me. I want to show everybody I can guard Puka. You know what I'm saying? And he jamming him all hard at the line, pause again, and then you're hurting the star. You get what I'm saying? Like that, it's too much risk and not enough reward. And for my liking.
That's why I said I'm 50-50 with it, but it just need to be, to me, let's just have 7-on-7.